Hello.
Hello, Pilar.
Good evening.
Good evening. Where are you from?
I am in Spain, in Tarragona, and I am a member of the Agora Almeda.
Agora Almeda. Yeah. So,
Hello,
hello, Carlos.
how are you?
Fine, thank you. You?
Good, fine too.
Where are you from? Which club?
Lisbon.
Lisbon.
Leadership Toastmasters Club.
Okay. I don't know where to put my camera. How long have you been in Toastmasters, both of you?
I joined in the October 2016,
Okay.
and I stopped during 1 year in the in 2018, and I joined another club during 6 months. With COVID, I left again and I rejoined only in the September of last year.
And so you knew the old program, right? The Competent Communicator program.
Yeah, I made the CC and CL. That's the only when I joined after 1 year, they start to speak about the new pathways. Okay, I'm going to finish this, and I don't know if I'm going to join to the others or no, to the pathways. But I finish. Okay, let's join to the pathways.
And you, Pilar, how long have you been? I mean, did you have your experience with the old program, with the Competent Communicator, or not?
I am a member since February this year. I engaged this year, February, and I have participated in almost all the meetings since February.
So when you entered, you started with Pathways, right?
Yes, but I confess that I didn't understand really the pathway, and since today I don't understand very well. I didn't talk with my mentor, and it was I let it go, and well, today I think is a good opportunity to learn a little bit.
Yeah, well, you can learn a bit, maybe not too much, but I think that it's the way we look at Pathways. Is
yes, I'm frequent repeat levels, the same level because I don't know when I have to pass to the second level or other path. Well, I don't understand it very well.
Okay. And Carlos, do you understand it? Are you happy
Yes.
with the pathways?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Where the pathways, the only problem I have until now, why we need to repeat like the level 1 when you made the second pathway.
Mhm.
And how to choose. I've already choose my second pathway. I'm going to make all in English because I decided to make my first one in Portuguese and second I'm going to make in English. I've already started. But my only problem are in level 4 and 5s. And I've already faced some issues on platform that to change to the level 4 and 5, I need to put there in platform some in the old program called CL. You need to put the same values there to be approved to level 4 or level 5. This is one thing I don't understand yet.
No, but I don't understand. Really, I didn't understand what you said.
In the
When you write to levels 4 and 5, what's the problem?
No, when I changed to levels to be approved on level 3, I need to put on the platform that I made some evaluations and be first Toastmaster. I need to put in platform 2 to be approved to the level 4. I pick this, yeah. That competence of leadership you have in the old program, I pick on my platform. I pick you need to do this to receive the
accreditation, the reward,
the certification of levels of the level 3 and to be open to level 4. That's a surprise that I got.
But did you check with other members? Is just your problem, or?
I put the dates when I made that evaluations, and after that they approve and go on.
I don't know because I finished the one pathway and I did all the levels with no problems at all. It's just that when I completed the level, my VP education approved it and I received the award and I continue. And anyway, in any case, you can do level 4 and level 5 projects before finishing level 1, level 2, or level 3. You don't need.
When I finished level 3 was, let me see.
We have a lot of people without camera. We would like to see you. Okay, Teresa, hello. And Asma, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Islan and another Asma. We've got 2 Asmas or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, be careful with the sound. Now at the beginning, if we are so few people, we can maybe have the microphones open when we are talking and all that, but be careful if there is some strange sound, you turn out your microphone, please.
Yes, yes. I was
Okay.
just, connecting both my phone and my laptop.
Okay,
And,
that's right. But so
yes.
for that reason, we have two twice, asthma and asthma. Is that?
Exactly. Yes. Okay. I will, when I finish speaking to you, I will put my phone off, if you don't mind.
Okay, good. So asthma. How long have you
Yes.
been? How long have you been in Toastmasters?
Well, approximately 2 years.
2 years. So you started with Pathways, right? With this educative program.
Well, more or less. The thing is that sometimes I start Pathway and then I stop, and then at the beginning, I didn't understand that it was so crucial to start your Toastmaster experience through Pathways. And I started making my speeches,
Yeah.
even the icebreak speech. And then after many speeches and after having spoken to the Vice President Education, I understood that I really had to follow Pathways. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to start right now, but I thought I'm going to see what Gabriel Balsera is going to tell us about this. But the fact is that one has to start. That's it.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you a magic trick. just a magic trick, not more like that. And Teresa, what's your experience with Toastmasters? And I mean, did you know the competent communication program? And most of all, how do you feel about Pathways?
So I was in a Toastmasters in 2018 for about 6 months, and then I was going through some personal issues at the time, so I stopped going to Toastmasters, and I just started here in Lisbon last month, and I started in Visionary Path, and I just feel like I just want to know what are good tips for us to keep going, because I think that this pathway is nice. I just want to know how to manage, basically.
Ghislaine or Gislan, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
And don't you want to turn your camera on?
I would like to keep it turned off.
Okay. Can you please tell me what is your experience in, I mean, how many years have you been, or how long have you been in Toastmasters? And what do you think about Pathways? What's your feeling about Pathways, working with Pathways?
Actually, I'm not yet one of them. I'm just attending this call for training, for have an idea.
So you didn't start with Pathways?
Not yet.
Okay, perfect. So that's you are the perfect the perfect attendant to the workshop.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think that we have talked a bit about the problems we have, and in a moment I'm going to share with you a presentation, and you're going to see that Toastmaster is not maybe the most loved educative program we can have. I don't know why. I know many people that have a lot of complaints, some of them the same you have said now. And some people love Pathways, but not too many people, till now, at least. And Pathways have been running for 2 years now. It's, well, more than 2 years as the only educative program. And it has been, I think, about 2 other years, from 2018 or something like that, it started, and we can share Pathways and the old program. So it has been with us for more than 3 years and more than 2 years as the unique educative program we have. And I was looking at some numbers. I don't know if some more people at the numbers of Toastmaster, and I think that we are not taking advantage. We are not getting what we can from Pathways. And most of all, because it is the only educative program we have in Toastmaster. I mean, I suppose that most of you, or all of you, as I did, when we joined Toastmaster, we wanted to improve our communication skills, and maybe later we learn about leadership skills too, but most of all, it was to talk in public, to give speeches, to be in front of the public. And the only way, I mean, the most important way we have to advance is through Pathways. So we need to do Pathways, because if not, there is no sense to be in Toastmasters, because the core of Toastmasters is the learning experience, and it's Pathways. We can do a lot of other things. We can enjoy, which is one of the most important things we can have in Toastmasters too. We can join the meetings and join and have meet new friends and meet new people and do other activities. We can participate in different roles in every meeting. We can be officers in our club. We can do a lot of things. We learn a lot of things, but the core is Pathways. So if I think that it's 2016, so we need to go. Well, this is part of the webinar, right, of the workshop or whatever you want. I want to share my screen.
Sure.
And I hope you can see it. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so I go on. So this is the, and this is the slide I had to start. And it's, you see the two minions, okay? One of them is looking suspiciously at Pathways, and that is the feeling that maybe most of the members of Toastmasters have. And another one goes in the car, happy, running towards its goals and feeling that he is learning and he is doing what he has come to do to Toastmaster, I mean, to improve. And if we look at these numbers, this is in our district 107. You know that it's Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. And July 1st is the starting year for Toastmaster. And we are in December 14, but well, these numbers come from December 10, 4 days ago. That is more or less half of the year. And if you see the number of members in Toastmasters in District 107 at this moment, we are 1,461 members. 1,461 people in Toastmasters in District 107. We are in 78 clubs. There are a bit some more clubs, but they have no pay, so I don't take that into consideration now, because maybe they are not in the best situation to work and to do speeches and all that. So for that reason, I'm just taking 78 clubs, which are the clubs that have paid for some members, so they are more active. And levels completion, that is how many people finish at least, I mean, finish one level, the first, the second, the third, the fourth, or the fifth level, doesn't matter, one level from July 1st to December 10, and it is 161. If you look at the members, this is about 11% of the members. So 11% of the members have finished a level in this half year, which I consider that is very, very, very low. And take consideration that some members maybe did just one project to finish because they started last year working in their level. And if you look at the number of clubs, that means that the average, it would be about 2 levels finished in each club, which is really a very, very low number. If you want to, we are so few people that if you want to ask some question or say something, I mean, there is no problem. You can do it, right? You can stop and stop me. So that is the reason why I started to become worried about what is happening with Pathways. Not only that, I saw the same things in my club, and I even have the same feeling myself. So something is not working because so few people is taking really advantage of Pathways, is finishing, is doing projects and finishing levels that maybe the pandemic situation had an influence too, but now we are not in the pandemic and we need to improve. Okay. I wanted to ask you your complaints about Pathways, but that's what we have been talking, so we go. And what is the solution that I propose to you and I try to propose to you today? That when you go to Pathways, don't go to Pathways as if Pathways was an educative program. Imagine that you go to the university and you have to do, you know, a program, and you have to take some subjects and do a semester, and then the next semester. Don't take Pathways like that, because if you take it like that and you start in level 1 and you finish level 1, you go to level 2, and then you finish level 2, you go to level 3. You're going to be lost, and you're going to have the feeling that you are not going anywhere. That's my impression. Always I'm talking about what I had, what's my experience. And I suppose that many people have more or less similar experiences. So what I propose to you today is that before starting, you need to have a goal. Not just a goal in Toastmaster. Not just a goal in saying, well, I want to finish 2 levels in this year or 3 levels. No, forget about Toastmasters. When you came to Toastmaster, you had a need. You wanted to do something. You wanted to make some change in your life. You wanted to improve in some way. You came to Toastmaster for one reason. And you need to identify what is that reason, or more, even more than that, you need to identify what is your goal. What is your goal in your life in this moment? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? What do you want to change in your life? And the idea is that once you've got the goal, you use Pathways as a tool to help you to reach that goal. You understand what I mean? You don't enter in Pathways and follow it. You use Pathways to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And you use Pathways as a tool. Maybe you can use other tools. Maybe you can take a course in, I don't know, in vocal variety, in theater, in working with teams, in problem solution. I don't know. Maybe you need other things, other tools. But the thing is, what do you want to do? What is your goal? And once you have your goal, you need to choose the right pathways, or the pathways that best suits your goal. And once you have choose your pathways, you need to make a plan. If you haven't got a plan, you are going to be lost because you don't know really where you are. What can be your goals? I give you some examples. I mean, they can be so different depending on the people. I suppose that nobody is asking to enter because I don't see now the wait. Yeah. Okay. I hope. Okay. What is your goal? For example, maybe you can get a promotion in your job. I mean, think really, what is your goal right now in your life, in your work, in your personal life, I don't know, anywhere. Maybe you want just to get more dates because you want to know people and to, to start a new relation. I don't know. Maybe you want to get more dates. Maybe you need to pass an examination, a competitive examination. In Spain, we call that oposiciones or something like that to get a job. Maybe you want to support a cause, you want to start supporting, gorillas in Borneo. I don't know. Maybe you want to monetize your expertise and say, well, I know a lot about something. Maybe I'm a very good writer, or maybe I'm going a very good photographer, or maybe I am a very good cooker. I don't know. And maybe I can get money from my expertise doing something. Maybe you can start a new business. Maybe you can attend job interviews. Maybe you want to organize events, or maybe you want to be more valuable in your group of friends, in your team at work. I don't know. Maybe you want to have more influence, be better heard. I don't know. Anyone, I'm sure that any one of you have a goal in their life in this moment, something they would like to change or to achieve. So what I propose to you is that in 1 minute or like that, if you have got it, if not, please take it, a paper and a pen, and try to write, what do you want to achieve right now in your life? That's just an exercise. Maybe you can think about it later and change it. I think that it's just like a practice, right? What do you want to achieve right now in your life? What change, what things you want? Anybody wants to share, just if you want, okay? If you feel like sharing what you want to achieve, you can open your microphone and say it, and if not, we go. Yes, Teresa?
I don't know if Asma wants to talk first.
Yes, why not? Thank you.
Go ahead.
While you were offering us the list, I chose to monetize expertise. And my expertise is I am a yoga teacher, and I would like to really start giving courses.
Great. Anyone else?
So I have a podcast. I talk about mental health experiences, and I would like to not only start a business, but to talk publicly about it and to write a book in the future.
Good. Anyone else? Voluntarily, Carlos?
Can I
Well,
speak?
Yeah. Well, Carlos, and then I don't know your name.
Well, my objective now is to speech. When I join, is to improve my speech. Now is to make my speech only in English, to work at international level.
Great. And Ghislaine?
Yes, my name is Rizlan. This is my last year at a university. I want to get my BA in English studies and become a teacher, and I want to master public speaking.
Okay. Good. Anyone else? Okay.
I want to speak Spanish more fluently because it's not my native language. And sometimes I can speak so naturally. And I would like to speak more naturally.
Okay, and Raquel, are you there?
Yes. Hi.
Hello, Raquel.
Hello. Well, I have a kind of leadership project that I am still planning, and I want to be able to finish to finish it in a proper way, being a good leader.
Good. And now, I don't know if anyone else wants to speak. Maybe I think that we have all. Okay, and now, have you thought about this goal when you chose when you work on your pathways or not?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yes. Have you thought about any relation between this goal or this thing you want to achieve and the pathways you are taking or not? When you go to your club and you do a speech and are you thinking in this goal or just they are two things completely different?
It's brand new for me.
It's what? Brand new. Okay, brand new.
Brand new. I
I-
mean, I have just thought about this right now, but for sure, I have to make a link between my present pathway that I have chosen. I really even don't remember which one it was, and to try and really apply what I'm going to learn from the pathway into my goal. Of course, then I go faster. Sure. Thanks a lot. Of course,
Okay.
it's common sense, isn't it? But still, one has
Yeah,
to think about it.
It's what I told you at the beginning, well, the people when we started talking, it's the thing is to change the way we look at pathways. It's not a path we have to follow.
Yes,
I think
exactly.
it's much better if we thought of it like a tool we can use
Mm.
Which helps you to achieve your goal.
to go where we want to go.
Exactly. Mm.
And once you have that, maybe you can, some of you told me some very, very clear goals. If you're gonna, it's not very clear, you can try to make it clear, asking, well, why I want to do that, what I want to do that, what I want to do that. But we can pass to, at the end, we need to define your goal clearly. So you wrote what I want to achieve. Can you please write your goal maybe in a more specific or more clear or more practical way? Just a few seconds, and I'm not going to ask you for it because I understand that all of you told me what can be the goals perfectly. So if you need to, to make it a bit more clearer, you can do it. Just 1 minute and we go on. Okay, so once you've got your goal, you have defined your goal in a clear way, and you are really sure that you want to do that, that is what you want to do in this moment in your life, maybe, and I'm not going to work with you in that because I am not an expert in this, but maybe you need to make steps, you need to know what tasks do you need to do, what studies, what courses, I don't know, maybe you need to do a lot of things to get that goal. But what I just want to tell you is how can you use pathways as another tool to help you to go in that direction. So now you need to choose your pathway. So you need to know which or what pathways fit your goal, not what pathway. I wrote it in plural because there are maybe more than one pathway that can fit in your goal, okay? And And I'm sorry because this is going to be a lot of reading, but you've got there what is the focus of all the 11 pathways that you have. So if you take a few minutes to look at them, can you read them?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have to have a look at them and see which one or which ones fit to your goal, you can just write the name of the pathways: FFT coaching, motivational strategies, visionary communication. So 2-3 minutes to do it. Read them, read what they focus on, and which one of them can go, can be used for you.
Coaching, creative planning, presents pictures from sensation mastery.
Be careful with the microphones. Somebody is talking. Okay. Yeah, I know that is more or less. I mean, you're not going to be to have the idea very clear now, because this is just we are going to spend a little time here. But what I want to give you is the idea that all this information is in Toastmaster. You can have an overview of all the pathways, and that it's important that apart from doing the test that you do at the beginning that helps you also to choose the right pathways for you, but you can have, or you may have, or maybe you must have a look at all the pathways and see which one is really for me. I think that is very important, mainly in the first pathway, because maybe later you're going to be more used to this and all that, but at the beginning it's important that you take your time. If you've got a mentor in your club, which would be fantastic, and if you have experience and you can be mentor of the new ones, it's also fantastic. Help them at the beginning to choose the right pathways for them, so that they have a better experience and they are not lost at the second or third project. They don't know really what to do. But we haven't finished. We go now. One of the things that I recommend you is when you are not sure, which is normal, look at level 5. Level 5 has a project which is compulsory and some volunteer, okay, some elective projects. But there is one compulsory project in level 5 in each pathway. And this compulsory project you have to do yes or yes if you do that pathways, tries to join all the skills you have been learning through the different levels. So it is like the result, the final results. It's the biggest project, the final result at the end of your pathways, at the end of your pathways. So it's important that you have a look at what is the purpose of this level 5 project. So, for example, in the dynamic leadership, the level 5 projects, the purpose of this project is to apply the skills needed to successfully lead in a volunteer organization. So I think that here is very clear where the focus of these pathways takes you to lead in an organization or to lead in maybe at work, I don't know, but to be leader of something. If you go to engage in humor, you have to practice developing and presenting a longer humorous speech. So that is intended to people who are really interested in speaking in public, and maybe to be humoristic, and maybe to, you know, to earn their living as speakers. Because introducing humor is going to make it, or maybe to work in, you know, this stand-up comedy, I don't know. So have a look at the purpose and try to see if you can close your election, if it is really what you wanted to do. Or maybe you can change, or maybe you can have both 2 or 3 pathways on view.
Where is all this information in the platform? If you could,
if you go, for example, to the evaluation, in the you've got, you know, that you've got a resource which has all the evaluations of all the projects, right? You can look at the title of the level 5 project in your pathways, go for the evaluation, and in the evaluation gives you what is the purpose and information about the last project, because it is what you give to your evaluator to evaluate your project. So he has to know what's the purpose and what you have to do. Did you know that there is the evaluation resource? Because when you enter in pathways, if you go to Basecamp, you've got education or projects. I don't know what you've got. I think 3 options, and one of them is the evaluation resources. All the evaluations are there, and they are ordered alphabetically. So if you go to level 5 project in your pathways, and the level 5 project is to give a humorous speech, you go to alphabetical order, give a humorous speech, and you find the evaluation, you open it, and you see what is the purpose and what the evaluator has to evaluate. And
the problem is in the beginning, I simply don't know to move through the platform. A lot of information, and I get confused, and I don't know where I am now, where I go now.
Yeah, look, if you want at the end, we can spend a few minutes doing that, because I mean,
Yes, no, at 9 o'clock, I have another meeting. I will have to
Okay.
leave at night. I'm
But,
sorry.
and if
Thank you.
not, it's very important that you find someone in your club who has more experience and can explain to you, because this
Okay,
is just technical information, you know, and it's that was not my intention today. My intention was for the people who are or who really know a bit about
Okay.
pathways, but they find lost and they don't like it, and they don't understand how can they get real advantage of those pathways. It is no difficult, okay? It's not complicated. You just have to go to pathway, go to Basecamp, and you've got the information there. But you need to just go to your Basecamp, because there are, when you enter in the platform, you have a lot of information, a lot of possibilities. But go to your Basecamp, and there is the educative. That's the educative platform, really. And once if you have a bit level 5 projects can go in your goal, we are going to finish the selection. And looking at this, you've got 3 pathways that you can do on yourself: engaging humor, presentation mastery, and visionary communication. Because that level 5 project, at the end, a part of what is the purpose, at the end you have to give for example, engaging humor, 18 to 22 minutes humorous keynote speech. That's what you have to do at the end. That's your last level 5 project, to give a speech. Presentation mastery, to give a speech. Visionary communication, develop a plan and all that, and give a speech. But you've got also a lot of projects or pathways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, that you need to do with a team. So that can help you a lot too, because you need to decide, I want to work on my own, I need to work in a team. If I want to get a promotion in my job and I want to lead a team, you need to know to work with a team. It's not just to give presentations.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I mean, it depends on your goal. If you want to, what you want to do is based on yourself. If you want to work with a team, or the last one, even if you want to really be a leader and to practice being a leader in different organizations, you need to serve us for 6 months as in a leadership. Lead for 6 months. Lead a role in Toastmaster for 6 months. So in this project, you need to develop to be a leader in a group, in an organization, in your club for 6 months. So be clear that if you take one of these pathways, you will need to do this activity. Maybe it is not interesting for you. Maybe that's what you are looking for.
This is a really nice slide.
Sorry?
This is a really nice slide. Has a lot of useful information, Gabriel. Thank you.
You are going to have access to all this information at the end, and even to more information. So be sure that nobody leaves. And if somebody has to leave, tell me a few minutes in advance and I can tell you. Okay, so looking at this, you will have access to this. So if you didn't finish right now having the perfect pathways for you, don't worry, you can do it later. But the idea is that you do it, and that you know that when you enter Toastmasters and you have to choose a pathways, it's important that you choose a pathways that really fits your expectations and that really is going to help you to go or to get a goal you want to get. Don't go there to do, well, and here, what I am going to learn today and tomorrow on the other day. No, Go with an objective, go with a goal, and use everything you have in Toastmaster to fulfill your goal. I go on, right? Because it's supposed that now you've got what pathways is for me. You write it and you know your pathways. And we go on and you know to do. Now you have to do a plan. Because if you don't do a plan, it will be a flexible plan. It doesn't matter, but you need to do a plan. And here you've got in the basic information in Toastmasters, here you've got, for example, this is I think it's FFT coaching. Let me see. Yeah. I don't remember. I didn't write the title. Right, sorry. It doesn't matter. Well, okay, you've got here in Toastmasters, you can see all in each project, in each pathway, sorry, the projects you've got in level 1, in level 2, level 3, compulsory one and a lot of elective ones, and level 4, the same, and level 5. Okay, you've got all the projects there. You know that you need to do all of the 5 you've got in level 1, the 3 you've got in level 2, the 1 in level 3, the compulsory one, and I think the 2 elective ones, yeah. And for level 4, you've got a compulsory one and 1 elective, and for level 5, a compulsory 2. Well, yeah, a compulsory one. This is one to reflect on your path is like making a reflection at the end and giving a speech telling what you have learned and your experience, and 1 elect. You have to choose one from this. Okay, so you've got all the projects. What you have to do to make the plan? Look for, well, you can start in level 1 if you want, but look for what do you want. For example, are you very interested in active listening? Because it's very important for your project to listen to other people. You need to work with a team and you need to develop your skills or your abilities to listen to people and understand people, to work with them. Or are you really interested in, you know, in knowing your sense of humor because you need to work with people and to give speeches? You're going to be a teacher and you need to make your students laugh because it's important for them to be in touch with you and to catch their attention through humor. Or do you need to understand you want to do something related more, for example, the podcast, and you need to understand your vocal variety, because in the podcast, if you want to be or to give attractive messages, you need to use vocal variety. I mean, look through them and choose the ones you want. Make a plan at the beginning, more or less have the idea. What do you want to do through your pathways? You can change later. There is no problem, because you're elected or not, you can change then. It doesn't matter. And make the right choice. You've got some where compulsory, different levels. I mean, you have then here like in cards, and the idea is that you take the projects you want. You have the information in the evaluation of all the projects if you want to know more what is this project about in the evaluation resources. And when you have, then make a plan. Which level? For example, in the second month in Toastmasters, I'm going to give my first speech, and it's level from level 1, and the project is maybe icebreaker or not, I don't know. And my topic, I am going to talk about my experience in at work, for example. That's going to be my icebreaker. In month 3, I'm going to take one from level 3, and the project is going to be vocal variety. And my topic is I'm going to talk about the I don't know, a trip to Jerusalem. and I'm going to use my vocal variety, admiring, giving my admiration and worries about the problems in Jerusalem and the beautiful things in Jerusalem. I know I'm going to use my vocal variety to make people really feel like going to Jerusalem. I'm going to promote Jerusalem as a touristic city. I don't know. Because the thing, make a plan. Why I say that it's important that you make a plan. It's important because maybe if you have not the time or you have not the possibility to give your speech at that moment in your club because there are many people who want to give speeches, have your speeches ready. Have work even if you have not to give your speech. Don't wait to, the week before giving the speech to prepare it. Prepare your speeches according to your plan. Now I want to work in vocal variety, or now I want to work in body language. I'm going to prepare a speech just in body language. And I'm going to select my topic, talk about what I want to talk, which is related to the goal I want to reach. And I've got this speech ready. If I have no time to give it when I want, doesn't matter. I can let it there. But maybe one day, one of the speakers says, well, I cannot go to the meeting. I say, okay, I've got my speech ready. I'm going to practice it today. You know what I mean? I mean, take control. Don't be waiting. Well, I'm going to give a speech in 3 months and the week before I start preparing my speech. No. Prepare them. It's a 5 to 7 minutes. Most of them are 5 to 7 minutes speeches. And even writing, you learn a lot. Writing them, preparing them, getting information from them. And this is because that plan is your plan. And you can select the content of your speeches. If you have to talk about, there is a project which is mentoring. You have to talk about mentoring. You can talk about mentoring, but you can talk about mentoring in the subject you want. You want maybe to talk because you are preparing to become a blogger, a better blogger. And you have you had a meeting with an experienced blogger to get information and advices and all these things. And you can give a speech about mentoring, making like a summary of this experience. It was experience that it was useful for your goal, and it's an experience of mentoring because that person is mentoring you. You can choose your icebreaker. You don't need to talk about your childhood and your school times. You can talk, for example, about your plan, the plan you are going to do in Toastmaster. You can select the order of your projects. You can do, the icebreaker is normal that you do the first one. But then the second project can be from level 5, and the third one from level 2, and the fourth one from level 3. You can mix. You don't need to do the levels one by one. You can choose what you want to do. You have to do 2 optional projects in level 3, but you can do 10 if you want. Nobody stops you. You have an evaluation form that the evaluator has to give you. Yeah, but you can talk to the evaluator and tell him or her, please, okay, you have to do the evaluation form, but I want you to look at my vocal variety because that's what I want. And even if the project is not about vocal variety, I want you to look at my vocal variety. Please tell me, how do I do it? Or tell me about my staying on a stage, or tell me about how loud I speak. I don't know, or how I move, or how I organize my speech. How do I close my speech? How it's the beginning is really attractive. The beginning, can I catch the attention of the audience with that kind of opening of starting? You can repeat a project. If you were not satisfied with it, you can do it again. Once, twice, 3 times, the times you want. you decide your time and your pace, and maybe you can restart or change your pathways. It's $20 to buy a new one. If you are not satisfied with it, you can change, or you can do two. You can have one and say, well, I'm going to buy another one, and one I'm going to combine them. You decide what works for you. And very quickly, you need to support your club, obviously. So when you finish a level, you need to follow the formation in pathways, but you need to do at least two basic things, which is assess your skills before. You have to say how well from 1 to 5 to punctuate, to give punctuations or marks to different aspects. And at the end, you have to assess your skills after. And every project you have to do this. Apart from getting all the information and reading it and using it as formative, you have to do the assess your skills before and assess your skill after, so that the platform knows that you have finished that project. And when you finish a level, you need to do the level 3 completion, so that the VP Education receives the demand, has to approve it, and so you get to award from Toastmasters International telling that you have completed level, in this case it's level 3 of engaging humor pathways. But if you don't do this, you don't, the Toastmasters International doesn't give you an award for that, and your club is not recognizing as that, and your club is trying to people finish levels to get the distinguished Toastmasters at the end of the year, and some things they will be grateful if you do it. And the idea is that now you can be happier because you are in control, you have your goal, you have your pathways, and you have your plan. And you can forget about the suspicious minion at the beginning and go and travel happy with your pathways. And this is what you have to take, keep this, make a screenshot, whatever. Most of the ideas that I gave you today came from this woman, Sandra Savage. She gave a speech in, a long speech in MOE, which is Masters of Evaluation, a club in California, I think, in June 3rd, 2022. If you write this in YouTube, MOE June 3, 2022 Savage speech, you will have the video. And most of the things that I told you today, she's going to repeat them, but much better explained than what I did. And also I got in touch with her, and she gave me some, like this card you saw about the purposes and all these things. She has a material that she voluntarily and very kindly shared with me. And I am sure that if you ask her for, she can give it to you too. You can get in touch with her through Facebook. You've got the TM Sandra Savage in Facebook. And if she doesn't, I've got some of this material that I can share with you. But I will prefer that first you try to ask her, because, well, it's her material, right? But if you have any difficulties, you can get my address, and my address is, I don't know how to give it. Oh yeah, I'm going to write it in the chat, okay? I'm going to write it in the chat. So if I, well, I'm going to stop sharing the screen, right? Have you got, did you do a screenshot so that you have this information?
Yes, I have.
So I'm going to stop sharing because I cannot write in the chat. No, I can't. Oh, yeah, I can. I'm going to write you my email. Okay, no, sorry. Gmail, no, Gmail. Yes. And I stop sharing. And that's all. Any questions?
Yes, thank you very much. I think in your address, you missed the Gmail, the A of the gmail.com, but everybody will understand for sure.
Let me see, let me see.
I noticed the same thing.
Gmail.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Anyway, thanks a lot for this very clear presentation. Thanks. As to me, I think you have helped me, get conscious that my goal has to be linked to pathways in order to go much faster than I have done so far. And well, thanks a lot for this nice presentation, clear one and efficient.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same experience, okay? In one moment, I was really, discouraged about pathways because I didn't see really nothing. And it was when I started to look at it in this way that now, for example, I'm preparing a project because I wanted to do something about public relations in my club. So there is a project which is about making a plan for public relation. So I said, well, okay, I'm going to do the projects, and I do the project, I give the speech. It will allow me to make very clear what I want to do as in the public relation area in my club, because I have to explain it in a 5 to 7 minute speech. So I must be very clear, very concise, very precise. And I think that it's useful.
Mm.
And that gives another vision of pathways. Use it in the way. Now I try to finish levels for my club to get points, but if I finish a level, for example, now I'm finishing a level 3, but I can continue working in level 3. I will do it for my club this year because to give the 1 point, but I can continue doing some other elective projects and other elective speeches. And areas, use it at your convenience. Don't be.
Do you think we can change pathways? Because I've already achieved a level. I don't remember which one they sent me. Because I think I have changed.
If you can change to another pathways.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. The only thing is that you have to pay $20.
I have to pay.
Yeah. Every pathways costs $20. That's what's supposed when you join the club, you have to pay $20 and then you have to pay the semester. And this $20 gave you access to the platform for one, it's like the inscription, and then they give you one pathways with the inscription. But now when you want to do another one, you have to pay $20.
Okay. Anyway, at a certain point, when you have reached the 11 levels, you have made the 11 pathways, at a certain time, each pathway has something common with the others.
Yeah, they've got a lot in common.
Yes,
if there are just a few projects that change, and normally they are in levels 4 and 5, but the rest, level 3, you've got a lot of elective projects that they are more or less the same, almost the same in all the pathways. So if you are not in a hurry, you can stay a long time, and for the $20 you can do the whole all the elective projects, and because they which is more.
I'm afraid sorry, I'm afraid I have not well understood when you spoke about Sandra Savage. What is she supposed to send us if we ask her?
No, watch the video. It's about, it's a meeting. So if you go to the, I don't know if I put you the minutes there, it doesn't matter. You know the title. I know in the, I don't remember. Okay, but in YouTube, go to and see or watch the video. Because
Okay,
it's
I
about
will.
23 minutes or like that. She explains very well this way of working with Toastmasters, with Pathways, and she made a material, and she's now giving workshops in another clubs and things, and helping people to improve the way they use Pathways. But she's got some very, very interesting material, very clear material, like the one, for example, that are some of the images that I showed to you. All this slide with the cards in different colors. She has all the cards one by one in PDF. So I'm sure that she's going to send them to you, because I don't know, I got in touch with her and she sent them to me, and she told me, and if you want to share with your club, but I don't know, I don't feel like, sharing here in the district, because I'm sure that she will give them to you, and I suppose that she will be very pleased to be recognized and to be.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your help.
Thank you. It was a very nice presentation, and now I feel more at ease with the choice I've made with my pathways, because I wasn't very certain and I was a bit unsure because I chose visionary communication, and now I feel slightly more comfortable with my choice. Yeah, and that is nice. Thank you, Gabriel.
Thank you to you for coming and spread the word. I mean, spread the word in your clubs and tell them that
I will.
There is another way to work with Pathways, and it can be useful, really useful. And for the people, for example, Raquel that is here, I know that, I mean, there are some people who have been in Toastmasters for a long time that they don't like Pathways at all. If they compare with the competent communicator. All the skills that were in the competent communicator are also in Pathways, and many more. And the advantage of Pathways is that it allows you to select and to make your own path. In the competent communicator was very good, but everybody has to follow from 1 to 10, and everybody did the same thing. It was interesting. It was easy. We like it.
Yes.
This one, Pathways needs, you have to put more in it, because you need to choose to select, you need to make your own pathway.
Yeah, I need to be more careful what do you choose. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes, I totally agree, Gabriel, because part of my goal of being today here is to help my club with that, because that happens with members like me and probably like you, Gabriel, who have worked with the old legacy program. We try to compare one thing to another, and that's for us is difficult to share with new members, because we try to translate to our old manuals or our old books. So my main goal for being here today was, how can I explain in a totally different way to new members, because I don't want to be always comparing one system with another. And really, I'm very sorry to have joined late, because I was in a hurry in another place, but I have learned a lot. Thank you very much for your ideas and your material, Gabriel. And I have a question. You have said that in many levels, we have plenty of elective projects. If, for example, I do several in my path I have to do, for example, in my level 3 to I don't remember exactly 2 elective
One compulsory and 2 electives.
Okay, if I do 4, my club gets credits for 2 levels.
No, no.
Okay, sorry, I thought.
For that, that's what I tried to tell you before. I mean, if your club needs the point, you can do 2. You can mark a finish and ask for the award, and the next week you continue doing the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. You can continue working because you have it open.
Yeah,
I have finished my first pathways. I don't know, maybe 1 year ago or something like that, and I have it still open, and I can do projects in it. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to ask for recognition again because I have done the level 3 and I decided to apply for level 3 award with 2 electives. That's all. If I do 4 electives more now, okay, it's up to me, but they are not going to give me a new credit. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Something
that's important, and it's important that you can choose the order. You don't need to go level 1, level 2, level 3. The only thing is that to be recognized or to be awarded with level 2 complexion, you have to have finished level 1 before. But you can have all the projects from level 5, from level 4, from level 3, and now you finish level 2 today, and tomorrow you apply for all the awards because you have done all the projects. But you cannot ask for level 4 award or completion before you have finished level 3.
Yeah.
But the projects can be done, and you can have all the projects done today and ask for the award next year. I mean, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yes.
You decide. It's up to you.
Yes, that's one of the good things, and that can make the life of a club more vivid. Because, for example, in my club we try to apply some project for the contest and things like that, and the person in charge of the contest applied, took up a project for her path, doing their contest, organizing the contest, for example.
And another thing talking about that is that, for example, if the club is interested in getting the points, and you can use speeches that you give outside Toastmaster if your VP, Vice President of Education, approves it. For example, if you give a speech at the university and you said, well, this goes with, because I was talking about leadership styles or whatever, and you tell your VP Education that it approves it to you, it can approve it to you. I mean, it's very open, very flexible. But we go in we try to go in the direction of the legacy program, or the thing that, go step by step. No, you need to decide your steps. You need to build up your stair. They don't give it to you built. Okay. So really, I appreciate you being here for being here, and if I helped you some, I'm really pleased. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much, and
thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you for this information. Thank you.
Thanks a
Bye.
lot.
See you.
Bye.